Yo, what is good people? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. here at the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, a like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, this young man, Kevin Coleman Jr., is the latest, newest, biggest star, and the latest big star to commit to the Jackson State football team. Kevin Coleman is a four-star wide receiver out of St. Louis, Missouri. He committed to Jackson State during the broadcast of the not the Under Armour, of the Army All-American game down in San Antonio. I am going to pull up the video of Kevin's commitment, and I want to show you because it was big and it was the first national commitment for Jackson State at an All-American game. This is Kevin Coleman's commitment. I put it up on my Twitter at JLighty7. It is on my Twitter currently at JLighty7. Let me know if you can hear it, and let's take a look at Kevin Coleman's commitment.
Where are you going to play your college football?
First off, I want to start off by thanking God and my family and my friends that came along. With that being said, I think every school, they gave me the opportunity. I'll be taking my talents to.
Go ahead. Kevin, pick your hat. Where are you going to college?
Hey, put it on me. Hey, I'll be taking my talents, play with prime.
Okay.
I love this. I love this. One, I do want to say, first of all, shout out to Kevin Coleman. He is the first Jackson State player, the first player, at least that I can remember, ever committing to an HBCU on national television. This was broadcasted live on NBC for everyone to see on NBC. The three, anytime you're doing anything on one of the networks with just three letters, you're doing all right. That's on, television that everybody can see, NBC, ABC, CBS, those kind of networks. And so he committed live on NBC down at the Army All-American game. I hate that the young man was rushed. I hate that the young man had to say hold on to a grown man as his dad was, trying to get the blazer out of the jacket. The dad took a long time, it seemed like, to get the blazer out of the jacket, and NBC kind of rushed him. And Kevin refers to that later in an Instagram post. But no, I am so happy that he decided to go to Jackson State. The rich get richer. Jackson State improves a part of the team that is one of the strong suits. I would say wide receiver is one of the strong suits of the Jackson State football team. Now let's look at Kevin Coleman's recruiting profile. He is a four-star wide receiver, as I said, out of St. Louis, Missouri. He is, let me make sure you guys can see that. Boom, there we go. So he's a four-star wide receiver out of St. Louis, Missouri. He is a 247. He's the 44th player in the country, so he's a top 50 player. He's the number 4 wide receiver in the entire country, the number 1 player in his state, and like I said, he's a top 50 player nationally. What's ironic is during the Under Armour game, or during the All-American game, Jackson State had originally won. It wasn't featured on any of the graphics that had his commitment. So Kevin obviously knew he was committing at the game. But whether it was the Army All-American people or whoever made the graphics for this commitment, a Jackson State logo wasn't even it was top 4. It was Florida State, Miami, Oregon, and USC. Those were the 4 hats that originally were on the table. Jackson State hat wasn't originally on the table. Also, when the graphic was created for this young man, the Jackson State logo wasn't on there either. And if you look over here to your right of the screen, you have all your top recruiting analysts saying that he was going to Miami. They all thought he was a shoe-in to go to Miami. Steve Whitlow, which is like the top dude in recruiting in the country, Miami. You have another 247 guy, Miami. You have some other expert that thought he ironically was going to Florida State. He has a .9787 recruiting ranking, which is like the top of the top 4 stars. So that means he's borderline 5-star, 5'11", 170 pounds, speedster slot receiver. He'll come in and easily be able to replace the production of Warren Newman. I think he'll come slide right in. And like I said, Jackson State's receiving core, not only is it the best in the country at the FCS level, but it is the strength of their team. probably the strongest unit on their team, with guys like Malachi Wideman, who led the SWAC in touchdowns, with guys like Trevontae Rucker, who was a 4-star himself, Shane Hooks, the transfer from Ohio. They brought in 2 transfers from Indiana, and now you add another 4-star wide receiver. This is amazing. Jackson State is killing it once again on the recruiting trail. Kevin Coleman Jr. Kevin Coleman Jr. is the latest NHA. Coach Prime told us. He told us that he had more tricks in the bag. He told us that he was going to land another big time player. He told us. The man told us. Like, this should not come as a surprise, but once again, it does, because Kevin is the first player to commit to an HBCU on national television. There's been plenty of players commit to plenty other programs and universities, but one to commit to Jackson State, or one to commit to an HBCU period, is just simply amazing. I want to show you Kevin's his cover art that he decided to put up on his page to show his commitment to Jackson State. This is on his Instagram page. His nickname is called Just Different. He's got his graphics all down. His graphic with the Jackson State jersey on, hat on, committed Kevin Porter Jr. or Kevin Coleman Jr. This is amazing for Jackson State. This is big news. You see Travis Hunter right there in the comments, Shador Sanders in the comments. These guys are ready. These guys are locked and loaded. And from what I understand, both Travis and Kevin will both enroll early at Jackson State. They'll report to Jackson State this month. So these guys aren't wasting any time getting the ball rolling down there in Jackson, Mississippi. They want to go out and win another SWAC championship. And they are just as locked in as their current teammates who are currently on the team and their head coach. Their head coach wants to dominate. And one way to dominate is to not only get talented players, but get talented players in there early so they can participate in spring ball, so they can gain ground during the spring ball and hit fall camp running. And that way, by the time fall comes along, you have ballers that know the playbook, that know the plays, that know the quarterbacks, that knows the system, that know their offense coordinators and their coaches and everything, position coaches, et cetera, et cetera. And that helps tremendously. Kevin Coleman, I salute you, young man, choosing Jackson State. Jackson State's receiving core is the deepest in the country. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, and let me know your thoughts in the comments on Kevin Coleman's commitment to Jackson State. The 4-star Army All-American receiver will enroll early, will be in for spring ball. It adds to the deep receiving core down there in Jackson, Mississippi for Coach Prime. Coach Prime did it again, y'all. He did it again. Congratulations to Kevin Coleman Jr. and the Jackson State Tigers. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on Kevin Coleman Jr.'s commitment, the 4-star wide receiver headed to Jackson State. My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe on your way out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeff Lightsy Jr., for all things HBCU sports. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.